Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, and welcome back to Monster Energy Supercross as Kev Hillman started off the season in perfect fashion in Minnesota. Can he continue under the Georgia Dome in Atlanta? As here is Hillman warming up for qualifying, where he really did struggle in Minnesota on the Husqvarna. It's first time on the bike, of course. It takes some learning, any new bike. Especially when you hit the blocks on the outside. Stop doing that, Hillman. This is not going to be a good bank collab, is it? But for around 3 or 4 laps, let's see what you can do in qualifying and then go on to the heat races. Don't want you spending too long in qualifying this season, especially as you've got the heat races. You can just use qualifying, just kind of recreate into yourself with the tracks. That's Hillman is doing, and then it on the Husqvarna as well. Maybe make that last one a triple instead of a double. Let's go over the whoops at the end of the lap. Make sure you don't carry too much speed. Especially that final guys in, see people can go down your insides. He's a 59, 1.6 behind Zach Osborne, and what the hell? Goes into a block and somehow flies backward like he's been catapulted towards the sun. What is going on sometimes with this game? As Kev Hillman seems perfectly fine, as you can see, he's still riding. I'm not sure if he knows where he is, but he's still going as he whips the rear end around. Then gets into the blocks, into the hairpin. Blocks for everyone. He's just addicted to the blocks again. But he calmed that down in the race in Minnesota. There's all case that jump. Here we go for the triple. That's it. That's much better. He's all go over the whoops at the end of that. So we've got 2 more laps, I think, after this to see what Kev Hillman can do. He's definitely not taken that first corner correctly. If you can take the left-hander correctly, you can't. Look at that. Under the brakes. Oh, and he's cartwheeling. So we don't want to be doing that in the race. As qualifying. Oh, so he just separates what heat you're going to be in. So we're going to either be in heat 1 or 2, depending on where you finish. I think odd numbers are heat 1. Even heat 2 has... Really am not learning the track, are we? Hillman's got some adapting to do for his last qualifying effort coming up. But he's better over these jumps. Oh, he's going to case the last one though. Let's go over the whoops at the end of that. Go on that rear. The rear weight wood. So we go into the first couple of jumps. Take it into the left-hander, that's better. Oh, had to cut off a rider there, and now he's cartwheeling. So you've got to watch out for that in the races. Here we go over these jumps, just not very good flow at all around this track so far for Hillman. He's going to have to do another qualifying effort, I think. Just one more to make sure he actually knows where he's going. As well, track workers, no one's fixed the barriers at that corner or fixed the blocks. He gets a helping hand for 45 there. There's Hillman. But now he's just in the way. Try and go down the inside. No. You have to get up to 5th. Always feels like gearing slightly off. Husqvarna has. He's just half a second behind Alex Martin. Let's see if he can get into the 58. In the 58 to be qualifying very well again, cartwheeling. Got to start leaning backwards, Hillman. As Osborne at the top with a 56.9, half a second faster than Adam on the Kawasaki. Then the top KTM or Smith in 3rd. We've got Joey in 4th. Top Honda, Christian Craig in 5th. Hillman's rival from the season opener. We've got Mitchell Harrison, Alex Martin, Dean Fernandez. Top Yamaha, goes to Addison in 6th. And then there's Kev Hillman on the Husqvarna in 9th. 2 seconds off the pace of his fellow manufacturer runner. And he'll be in Heat 1 alongside Osborne, Smith, Craig and Martin. With RJ Hampshire ran out of the top 10 over Lorenzo as they could further down right at the back. Who is it going to be in 40th? John Matson in Heat 2. So Hillman won't be meeting him. But let's see what he can do in the first heat race. Can he make it through in the top 9? As there he is, high side, revving it up. Starting 5th. That's a finish in the top 9, and that's a decent start for once. Can maybe get a hole shot going down the inside. Not quite. But he's in 3rd. Oh, he's leading, is he? Trying to go around the outside. 2 around the outside, but he's in 3rd. He'll make it through in this spot. Just need to stay in this position for the next. Just under 4 minutes now. Just over 4 laps. Probably be 5 laps in this heat. He battles with Zach Osborne. Goes a bit wide in the right-handers. Then Hillman wasn't too hot in qualifying in Atlanta, but he delivered in the race, definitely. I should say in Minnesota. We're in Atlanta now, aren't we? So let's see if he can continue that form this season so far. He's back with Ron Pollard, it looks like, as he leads going on to the 2nd lap. That's a good first jump as well. Good short shift up to 2nd. A bit wide on the left-hander. And that's a bit better over that jump. At least he's not cartwheeling over his bike, is Hillman. So he got over these jumps, making some of them a double, which you need to do to keep up that flow. He's got a 3-second lead on Osborne already. Is he riding a 450 and everyone's riding a 250? What is going on with Hillman this season? Doesn't seem to be at one with the Husqvarna. Not at one with these jumps though. He makes everything a double. Don't want to be doing that. Want to make that last one a triple. You see that slowed him down as now Zach Osborne right in his tail. Just sticking to his wide line out of the final corner. He does a 57.3. Leads by half a second. With Christian Craig in 3rd. Got Pollard in 4th, Smith in 5th. As here comes Hillman and Osborne battling. This is what we expected this season from the reigning champ. Battling with the MX2 and MXGP champion. It never happened in Minnesota. Looks like it's going to be happening here in Atlanta. Still a half-second gap for Hillman. Good enough. No, he's wide onto the blocks. Get back onto the track, Hillman. He takes back the lead from Osborne just. No, he's not got much momentum. As Osborne scrubs. He whips it good in the air. Go over whoops near the end of the lap. Takes the wide line, Osborne the inside. Still with that poor line, 56.6 from Hillman. Still leads just as we've got a minute remaining. No! Loses the rear under braking. Osborne leads. Hillman taking a different part of the track. He's just practicing, of course, for when he takes it now. Totally allowed. Oh, that's better, making that a triple. And then he gets into the blocks, which is not as good. But he's still got a 3-second lead over Christian Craig. He's definitely making it through to the main event. He finishes here. This is all this heat weight does. Make you go through to the main event if you finish in the top 9. It's got to improve that right-hander though, taking too much speed into it. They showed him in Minnesota last time out. Don't want to be carrying too much speed into most corners. Just want to keep that flow up, keep that rhythm up. As we come into the time limit, we have 2 laps remaining. Doing this one. I've figured it out right. Hillman goes a bit wide in that left-hander, and it is 2 to go. So that was a very rough section, but he survives. Still in 2nd, Christian Craig looks like he's got a bit of a better hand with Smith and McAdoo behind. And Osborne down from the lead. That was Hillman to take it back. He needs for almost a second now. Let's go into the right hand. Again, kind of a bit too much speed into that hairpin. And that's not another good corner. Look at this, it's just miserable going into the jumps. No speed. As you can see, you should be making that last jump a triple and make it into a double, and then you've just got this awkward jump going into the hairpin. As it is Osborne and Hillman battling, going to the final lap of Heat 1. Osborne just about survives the jump at the beginning of the lap. Hillman very wide though, into the left-hander. And oh, he's cartwheeled. He still stays ahead of Christian Craig. We're not going to get Hillman and Osborne battling, are we? They seem to be just in the vicinity of each other, but not actually battling with each other. There's a 2.3 second gap behind the Christian Craig. Alex Martin in 4th, Karen McAdoo in 5th. Again, don't know how to take that right-hander, Hillman. Look at this, just kills the momentum for the whole of this stretch of jumps. Can't be doing that in the main event. Yes, hello, Christian Craig. The Zach Osborne wins. Who's going to finish second? Is it Hillman or Craig? It is just Hillman. Ahead of his arch rival so far this season. So after 6th lap, Zach Osborne, Kev Hillman, Christian Craig, Jordan Smith, Cameron McAdoo, Alex Martin, Jan Pollard, who was pretty strong on that opening lap, but has dropped down to 7th. Michael Cook and Maro Indini on the Honda go through to the main event. As Lorenzo, Chase Stevenson, Travis, Gus King, Gregory, Alvin Reno will have to go through to the last chance qualify and try and finish in the top 4 in that event to make it through to the main event. Well, we're going to go now with Kev Hillman. As we unlocked a couple of new butt patches before we go there. Watch out and Weirdo. Very important news.
Because of the famed Georgia red clay here in the Peach State, the Georgia Dome in Atlanta is well known for some of the wildest finishes in Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship history. Tonight should be no different. The revs are coming up. Here comes the gate drop. You can hear the cheers. He is the crowd favorite. Will that be too much pressure or the motivation for him to get the win? Get ready. The gate is about to drop. Here we go.
As Kev Hillman starts 3rd. Whether or not the engine's waiting for the gates to drop. For this 10-minute main event. As he qualified in 3rd. Still could go down the inside. That's a whole shot. Probably never see that happen as Hillman leads. Already. Got his gearing wrong, though. Out there, and just about holds on as well. There's this like Joey trying to take the lead in the Kawasaki. And oh! Who's that? Smith. Landing on Hillman. Hillman tries to go down the inside of Joey, but McAdoo. Oh! Blocking that path, and then Hillman into the back of Joey. A chaotic opening up here in Atlanta. In the Georgia Dome. They're used to seeing this with the Atlanta Falcons in the NFL. Not so much on 2 wheels with the Supercross, but a very dramatic beginning here. Someone taking a very wide line, hoping to get a good run off it. Into the right-hander, as he's in 4th behind Zach Osborne. Got Cameron McAdoo behind. Then Indini in 6th on the Honda. Great job. There's Osborne very slow over the jumps. Oh, here comes Hillman. They're rubbing elbows, not just on the ground, but in the air as well. And oh, Hillman down. Back end just gripped into the surface. Flung him. Like he's a water balloon on a sling. Let's get Indini up into the top 5. As here goes Hillman. Oh, and Indini lands on Hillman. Knees down. Hillman going wide in the whoops. Just about holding on. That was almost in name and nature. As he drops down, the Audi's now being pushed wide. Oh, he's been hit as well by Indini, Alex Martin. He's down to 9th. And he was leading. He had the whole shot. That's just look how messy he is in the midfield. He didn't experience this in Minnesota. He's down. Great job there. Rejoining on the upslope. Again, the camera's going all over the place. Good thing that they tested that. Just like this entire game. As where's Hillman going? He's down to 17th. He's just been bullied this race. He needs to get into a flow. He's just not been able to do that here in Atlanta like he has in Minnesota. That's much better going into these jumps. Let's see, triple it. Oh, just about. Into the whoops. He's 18th. Absolutely terrible after a fantastic opening that. Maybe that's why. Look at his best lap time is just a minute 0.7. He's capable of going 4 seconds faster than at least. But this is what happens when you get stuck battling in the midfield. It just gets messy. And everyone just start getting in your way, kills your momentum. Look at this over these jumps. Got no speed because he got hit into someone. And now someone's been hit over. He goes slightly wide. He's into the top 15, is he? Down the inside of Travis. Oh, he's been hit from behind by Travis. Should I say he's trying to go down the inside of Carl Peters. Again hit by Travis. That guy needs to go to Specsavers. What else is he doing? So here goes Hillman. That's much better into the jumps. Oh, he set up beautifully for a triple. Has he? No case the last one. But survives. As he's up into 40 behind his old foe, Dylan Fernandez and Mitchell Allison as well. He qualified well, but he seems to have dropped down the order. And that's much better from Hillman, that. Still says a minute 0.7 as fast as that, though. That's surely better than that. Oh, as he just about holds on. Gets a bit more momentum as well into these jumps. That's it. As he can double the last one, go around the outside of Fernandez and Harrison. Now he's behind RJ Hampshire. He goes for 11, goes for a top 10. As Benny goes down. So Hillman back where he belongs, kind of. As he's now behind Lorenzo. He had to go into the last chance qualifiers, made it through to the main event. He's doing a good job. Behind Cameron McAdoo, he seems to be dropping back after a fantastic opening that. As Hillman battling with Benny. And look at 55.7. That's more like it. So halfway through this race. Hillman now starting to produce the goods. Maybe too late for a victory. But can still get a very solid result from this. Oh, that's how you whip it out of a corner. Look at this. Carrying lots of momentum over the jumps. Past Cameron McAdoo. Oh, gets into the back though of Lorenzo. Cost them both. There's a new site. Hillman going down the inside, back up into 8th. Now he's behind Mario. Not Mario. Indini. He's down. Leaning on the front of the bike. Back down to 10th. Just under that poorly. He's ahead of Dylan Fernandez. As he's got around 5 laps to go. He's not in the top 5. To get into top 5, he's 8.6 seconds off. As what the hell? The blocks on the inside. Get off me. Says Hillman to Fernandez. As he gets into the Frenchman. As here we go into the jumps. Much better. Looking to the outside line for Cameron McAdoo's Fernandez up to 9th. Making some moves this race on the Yamaha. Now goes Hillman down the inside of Mario, who's dropping out the top 10 after a fantastic start into the top 5 as Hillman holds on again. Go on, keep the momentum up. That's all you need to do. It's hard to do it when the camera just keeps flinging you back and forth like a yo-yo. As they go a bit wide into the final corner, that's much better momentum heading on to what could be the 7th lap or 8th lap. Can never tell. But we can tell, there's around the corner of the race, and he's down again. Once again landing awkwardly. And now he's stuck into the midfield rabble. Just when he was clear, he's launched himself back into it, and now he's in for serious trouble. As you saw in the opening few laps, when you get stuck in this lot, it is madness. He's back into the top 10. Almost getting hit by Mitchell Allison, though, having to take wider lines into a couple of corners just to avoid that. He's behind Benny, who's in 9th, or was, as Hillman just launches an aerial assault on him. Hope he's alright after the race. This Hillman's definitely not finishing in the top 5, I don't think. He's got a bit of a gap to make up 10 seconds of the top 5. I don't see you making that up in, what, 3 laps, 4 laps we've got here. He's at least survived that section. Now can he catch up to the battling trio in front and at least get sit from this race? That would be something. After all that has happened, it would be very good for the championship as well, not losing too many points. As down goes Dylan Fernandez. That's getting too chummy, those three. Sometimes there's too many cooks, all the broth. Freeze the crowd, obviously was then. Someone's definitely catching up to Michael Cook and Lorenzo in front. With just over a minute remaining, and sets a 53.6. How is he finding this speed occasionally? He's had 2 superb laps. Now he's looking down the inside of Cook. Lands on Cook into the hairpin. Come on! What is that? As now he's dropping back behind Dylan Fernandez, at least temporarily, it looks like. As he bows down the inside of the Yamaha. Gets him on the cutback. Then he's got him on the inside into the right. Again the Yamaha gets him back. He's going to the right hander though. They're going side by side. Great battling between the ex-Moto2 rivals. Finding themselves in the 250s in Supercross, and it's like they never got separated. As Michael Cook dropping down the order. Behind Hillman, no! Are you kidding? Brakes like normal, and now the bike just takes off. What is up with that? As you've got 2 laps to go. And Hillman, looking to finish in 6th, has now dropped back down to 10th. It's just about holds onto his bike, looking down the inside of Mitchell Allison, who finally puts him into a barrier, like he tried to do in the first few laps of this race. There's Allison making a good comeback as well after being stuck in the midfield madness. You see you've got Cook and Hillman side by side. Hillman trying to do the outside, trying to cut back down the inside of Cook. And now just getting into the back of Cook everywhere. As he got 1 more lap after this. As here goes Hillman over the whoops. He's got Mitchell Allison down the inside again. Going around the outside, just braking normally, and the bike's not having it. He's just flinging in forwards. Ruts in that corner must be devious, deceiving. There's Hillman. We'll get a top 10 from this, but it should have been so much better. He should be in a 6th at least. With his pace, he should have been winning this. 53.8. There's someone's down in front. It's Michael Cook. Oh, what a horrible second after the race he's had. As Hillman makes it back up to 9th. What else can he do? As Smith wins ahead of Osborne. That's pretty good for the championship. Not having Zach Osborne win it. There's Adam in 3rd on his Kawasaki. Alex Martin in 4th. Hillman gaining. And looks like he's starting to catch up. Lorenzo in 5th in the end. As he finally gets the final corner right. But what an up and down race for Hillman. That's after 12 laps. Smith wins ahead of Osborne, Adam in third, Alex Martin fourth. Lorenzo rounds out the top five. Joey dropped down to eighth. In the final couple of laps with Mitch Harrison in sixth. What a race from him on the Yamaha with Dylan Fernandez in seventh. Hillman in ninth, ahead of Michael Cook on another Yamaha. Yamaha's having a very good race, 4 in the top 10. As Benny just outside of that. And you see the Honda in 13th after such a good opening that. Christian Craig down in 19th. That's very good for the championship. Cameron McAdoo in 20th. It was not a race to be on a Honda.
That was a race he will try to forget quickly. All you can do is put it behind you, get back out to the practice track, and start preparing for the next race.
Seriously, the intern followed him from Kawasaki to Husqvarna. Goddamn PAs. That's what Hillman needs to calm down after that race where he's lost the championship lead by 4 points to Smith. 2 points ahead of Osborne, no. Alex Martin in fourth, sharing 33 points alongside Mitch Harrison and Joey. You've got Adam up to 7th, Dylan Fernandez 8th, Christian Craig in 9th, and RJ Hampshire rounding out the top 10 as it looks like it's 28 riders scored so far this season. As he did get the whole shot. Look at that. That is good to see for once, as that was a very up and down race for Hillman. As we look through the messages, this last race was a real shame. Alpine Stars expecting a better performance from Kev Hillman. So was Hillman, as well as looking at fans who are off. Well done, high side. Don't lose heart, high side. Get ready for the next race. Stop crying over spilt milk, says Wobbert. That's what you need. You don't need the Inter, you need Robert there. Maybe we can get him for the next race. I was really hoping the race today would have gone better, but don't get discouraged. As Donna, what an exciting race here. So despite everything you managed to win, it's from the last race. I don't know why. Are those events relating to the 450? So that's why it says event 2 instead of event 1, which was for the 250s, and event 3, which was the second event for 450s. Or is it just thinking ahead? I don't know. Has we got a favourite venue for Hillman up next as we go north the border for the only time this season to Toronto in Canada and the Rogers Centre. Hillman dominated last season. Can he do it on Husqvarna this time around and regain that championship lead? Find out next time. South watching. I'll see you then.